Hi guys. I have a mouthful of food. I'm gonna let myself chew that. Okay. Hi guys. My name is Kaya, and welcome to the first video on my channel. I'm so excited. Even though I look like trash, y'all are just gonna have to get used to it because I always look like trash. And my videos probably won't be this nice. So today I'm going to be telling you a story time, which is what I'm mainly basing my channel off of. I just kind of like telling stories. I think they're fun to tell. So, I have a few stories on my phone. I'm going to look at them, and I'll get back with you on what story that I'm telling. Alright, so, found the story that I'm telling, and it's a pretty good one. I'm excited for it. Sorry, my hair keeps moving. The background. Okay, so, this story starts like about 2 years ago, I'd say. I went to this school, and in our district, it's kind of like an intermediate school, so it's in between elementary school and middle school. Meaning, all of the elementary schools kind of band together, so I didn't know a lot of people there, because my elementary school was pretty small. So, I was in the gym, and you were getting ready to be separated into your classes, and this girl was sitting in front of me. We're going to call her Catherine. This girl, Catherine, was sitting in front of me, and I started to kind of make small conversation. We became friends. Long story short, we were also locker buddies, and we are still, like, best friends to this day. And Catherine introduced me to a few of her friends. One of those friends, we're going to call her Becky. And Becky was pretty fun. She's, like, really smart, and I love her so much. We haven't talked in a while, but we should definitely get together sometime, Becky. You don't know who you are, but you will. So, Becky and me and Catherine and this other person and a few other people were sitting at lunch, and we were just kind of telling weird stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, at lunch, how you'll get into those weird conversations. So we were just telling stories, and then all of a sudden, Becky just sits over there, and she's just like, yeah, I almost got kidnapped one time. Excuse me? Like, you can't just say that you almost got, like, freaking kidnapped. You can't just, like, put that in a conversation and then keep going. Like, that's not, no, like, that's not okay. You can't do that. So we start asking Becky questions, like, when was it? Like, have you seen anybody that looked familiar from that time? It was literally, she said, like, a year ago. She was raking her front lawn, and all of a sudden, her mom said that she had to go get a drink. And this car pulled up in front of her lawn. A dude got out and started walking towards her. Becky dropped the rake, like threw it at him, and ran inside of the house, locked the door, locked the windows, and didn't go back outside for the rest of the day. So, we were kind of like shook by this story. Like, my friend almost got kidnapped. Like, what the heck? So, we don't talk about it for the rest of the day, like for the rest of the week, and then literally we're fast forwarding like a year. And my friend Catherine decides to invite us to this like little park that's by her house. We call it the Dino Park. Now Catherine and Becky know who they are. Hi guys. And so we were at this park, and Becky, well, it was actually Catherine and me, we're already at the park, and Becky is walking up with her older brother. So Becky is walking up, and she kind of looks a little nervous, like kind of looking around, like really tedious and stuff like that. So she's coming up to the Dino Park, and I'm like, Becky, I'm getting my names confused. Becky, like, what's wrong with you? You're kind of like sweating, being really weird, what's wrong? And so she starts to tell me, her and Catherine start to tell me, the last time they were at the Dino Park, a car had pulled up to the Dino Park, and Becky, like, it was just an instinct, had run off to the other street. And Catherine said the car, like, made a U-turn and started going towards the street Becky was running on. So Catherine was like, hurry up, like, get to my house, lock the door, tell my dad. So she said that they both got back to the house, and Becky was, like, still really scared. Catherine's name, okay, Catherine's father, not the other person's father, we'll put a chicken noise or something, that type of ish over it. Catherine's dad wasn't home. Catherine's dad was a police officer at the time. He's now a detective. His dad was a police officer at the time. He's now a detective. Congrats, Catherine's dad. Good job to you. So they got back to the house. Becky was like kind of shaky. She was like shook. So I was getting kind of nervous because Becky said like this all happened like 2 weeks ago, last time we were at the dino park. And I was like, well, frick, why am I even here? Like, I'm gonna get kidnapped. Shoot. So we're at this dino park. We're all having fun. And we decide we should probably go back to Catherine's house. It's getting a little dark. So we're walking back to Catherine's house. And Becky stops, like, dead in her tracks. And we're walking down. Okay, so, like, I'm using some props. This is a little nasty. But this is not sponsored. So I'm using this. So this house is, this is a house, and these animal crackers are a house. And we're walking in a path that's in between these houses. So it's dark, like, we can't see anything. So I have my phone flashlight out, and we're walking down this street, and Becky stops. And I'm like, Becky, what's wrong? Like, are you okay? She said, no, I'm not going back to Catherine's house. And I look over, and there's a car just kind of like slowly driving past Catherine's house. And I'm like really freaked out. I don't know really what to like think. My heart starts pounding. So I'm like, Becky, do you recognize that car? Like, have you seen that car before? She said, yeah, that's the car that tried to like chase me out of the dino park. So I'm just sitting there like, what the frick am I supposed to do? Like, what am I doing in this situation? So I'm like, okay, well, if it's the same car, we'll know, because we'll go to Catherine's house and they'll start to follow us. So I start to hold her hand because, like, she's squeezing it. She's so scared. And so we're walking to Catherine's house, and the car stops and starts walking. Like, we start walking at a slower pace, and it starts driving, like, right next to us, like, at a slower pace. So I start picking up the pace. I'm like, shoot, we gotta get inside this house. Like, we gotta go. So I start picking up the pace, and the car starts picking up the pace. And we just, like, Usain, like, freaking bolt to, like, Catherine's house, slam the door, the dog's going nuts. This car is, like, just sitting in front of her yard. We're, like, screaming her dad's name. Her dad isn't home, and this guy, like, just gets out of the car, looks at the house, and, like, kind of squints a little bit, like, as if he was trying to see inside the house, gets back in his car, and drives, like, the what? So we're all sitting there, like, scared little chickens, and I'm trying to piece this together, like, how could she have gotten, like, how could this have happened? Like, the car found her at the same exact place. Like, how, that doesn't make any sense. So I start asking Becky, like, more questions. She's, like, bawling at this point. Like, we don't know what to do. I've already called my mom. So, yeah, we're all just sitting in her house. I'm trying to calm Becky down. I'm like, did you recognize that car? She said, yes, that's the car that was from the dino park. So I'm kind of thinking about it, and I'm like, holy crap, like, what if those people have, like, been watching her? You know what I'm saying? Because it, like, happens now. Like, that ish happens now. So what if these people were from, like, were the same people that almost kidnapped her, like, a year ago, like, and they've been watching her ever since? So I'm starting to freak out, and I'm like, Becky, did you recognize that car from anywhere else other than the dino park? She just, like, sits there and stares at me, like, with these wide eyes, just like, and I'm like, what, like, where do you recognize them from? She was like, it's the same freaking car that ran, like, in front of her house and tried to freaking kidnap her a year ago. Same, like, tan car, small, with the same dude in it. What the frick? Like, how does that happen? How long have these people been watching her? What? Like, they could be watching me right now. Like, hello, sir, in the freaking tan car that tried to capture me a year ago. Like, what's wrong with you? You have issues. I'm done. I'm done with life. I don't know. Like, bringing this story back up is just, like, making my heart race, because there's been so many weird instances where I feel like someone's watching me, and then I remember the story, and I'm like, holy crap, like, what if, like, is that the definition of, like, paranoia? I think that's the definition of paranoia, like, always thinking, what if? So that, yeah, that's basically the story. We figured out that the same dude has basically been watching my friend for over 2 years, and yeah, she should probably be in a witness protection program, but we're not gonna get into that. But yeah, so be careful, kids. Don't go places alone because you might get kidnapped, like Becky. I'm just like, how does that happen? People are sick. I hate humanity. I like dogs more than humanity. Comment down below things that you like more than humanity. Whether it's food, puppies, juice that's not sponsored. I swear. Not sponsored. Crap. Okay, not sponsored. But yeah, so that's my story of how I almost got kidnapped. Hope you enjoyed it. Because I definitely enjoyed, like, telling it again. It's an interesting story. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for watching my first video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to leave a like down below. Comment something that you want me to do on this channel, like a Q&A, something like that. Because I only have a few stories to tell, because, you know, haven't lived very long. But, yeah, make sure to subscribe, turn on my post notifications if you haven't already. And, yeah, I will see you guys next time. I don't have an outro, so bye!